Hello and welcome back to Cast On, a knitting podcast where I talk about my finished objects, my whips, my yarn acquisitions and some knitting things. My name is Ellie, I am from Austria and this is episode number 28. Hello, I am so glad you could join me once again. I hope you're all doing really well. I am still a little bit sick. I was so glad that I recorded the last episode when I did, because a few days later I completely lost my voice. So I still have to take it easy. It's still not healed properly, which is the problem with getting colds and being sick in summer. But we'll make do. We'll drink lots of water because staying hydrated is super important. And we can talk about what I'm wearing, which I promised you last time that I would wear because it wasn't fully finished yet, but I still counted it as a finished object. This is my finished test knit and it is now live as well. This is a stitch to wear by Courtney QWERTY Knits with those really fun ruffled sleeves. This is what they look like. I am really happy with this top. I'm gonna insert some pictures as well to see the full thing. I use Sandesgarn Teen Lene hat single, and this is, I can't really remember the colour. I'd have to go back to my other videos, or you can also check out my Ravelry page. I do try to make good notes. I am getting better at them, I think, I hope. But you can also check that out. So this is what I'm wearing today, and I have a finished object, which is just crazy because I realized that I think since April or May I've had one finished object each episode, which is very it's just crazy to think. Sorry for the light change as well. The sun is coming in and out. Can't really do a lot about that. But that's just crazy because normally it takes me quite a few weeks, months to finish objects. But I don't know, there's just been a really good flow lately. So this is my Tolsta tee by Rebecca Clow. This pattern was so much fun to knit. Last time, I can't remember where I was. I think I already split for sleeves and I only had a little bit of the body. I now finished the body. I used drops Safran in the beige and the brown, like a beige and chocolate brown. And since this is supposed to be a sport weight yarn, but the pattern is written for a DK, I sized down by half a needle size. So I used 4.5mm needles to knit this up, and I think it gives it a really nice drape. It is quite open. It is quite open, but I think that is really good for summer. And in general, I am really happy with how this turned out. I haven't blocked it yet because it's been cooler over the last few days, thank the Lord. It's been so hot all summer. The heat wave also hit us pretty badly, just like the southern countries, so Italy, Croatia, Greece, all of those. Yeah, let's not talk about the heat there and the wildfires and everything. But it has finally cooled down, which is such a relief. But that means that I'm also getting into wintry things, which is not good because summer is not over and it will still be like 30 degrees in a couple of days. But with the cooler weather, I really crave jumpers. Anyways, back to that later. My Tolsta tee. Last time I mentioned that I wasn't really happy with the raglan, with how that one turned out. Where is it? Is it this one? You see, I did weave in the ends so nicely that you can't even see from the front anymore. Here it is. I fixed it. I carried the yarn here. You can still see it a little bit that the stitch is stretched out, but I think it's fine now. I then, for the next stripe, I snipped the yarn so you don't have a nice line, a continuous line, but that's fine by me. I mean, it is by the raglan, and the side does not look pretty. This is the first time that I'm making a stripy thing. I have never knitted stripes before. I do know about changing the yarn and carrying the yarn on the back, but that just didn't work for me for some reason. So I'm just gonna leave it for now. If it really bothers me, I can always snip the yarn and then just weave in the end bit. I hope that would work, but I'm really not sure. But you can clearly see where the change happened. I think I just held it too tightly. I pulled on it a bit too much. This is what it looks like from the inside. And what I did was I wrapped the contrast colour, so the brown, anti-clockwise around the beige by the change. And then I think I pulled a bit too much on it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do this technique again because, like I said, it is really visible, and I've had the same problem with my moonset tee where I'm alternating skeins and I pull on it too tightly and you clearly see a line. So if you have any suggestions on how I could make this look a bit neater, if it really was me pulling on it too tightly, then please let me know. I think the beginning was quite nice and then something happened and then it just separated. But yeah, a lovely viewer sent me a video by Petite Knit where she explains how to do stripes on the raglan, which was really helpful, but I just couldn't get it as neat as I wanted it to be. But hey ho, it is finished. It is a summer garment. I would highly recommend the pattern. Like I said, it was so fun, it was super quick, and I'm definitely gonna make another shirt. Maybe not this summer, I don't know, but I'm really happy with how this turned out. So I don't have like a coffee table or anything, so I have to put everything on the floor, which is why I'm always reaching down to get my drink from the floor. Anyway, let's start with whips. The first whip is my Robinson Wrap cardigan by Florence Miller. And I made some decent progress on this, I have to say. I think after the Tolsta tee, a lot of my energy went into this. Because first of all, this is something that I really need. And second of all, I don't really enjoy working on it that much because there is a lot of purling and I really don't like to purl a lot. But this is what it looks like. I am in the middle of the round. Well, row, should I say? And yeah, since last time I knit about this much. I think I was somewhere up here, so I made some decent progress. I'm really happy with how this is turning out. I am using Sunday by Sandnesgarn Held Double in this really gorgeous like lavendery color, and it's really pleasant to work with. The fabric is quite dense. I do have to check if I am hitting gauge because I feel like this might be a bit too tight, but I mean I can always stretch it when blocking. I hope that will fix it. and since garments are normally way too big on me anyways, I'm not too worried about that. I'm really looking forward to making the sleeves. The only problem is that I am short by 1 yarn ball, I believe, and since I bought this a year ago or something, I bought this a while ago, let's put it that way, I'm not sure if there's a big colour difference in the skein. So what I'm trying to do is, well, that's the question now. I could make the body shorter. I have to read through the pattern. I can make the body shorter, and I want the sleeves to be the right length. That is an absolute has to be there kind of thing. And the body can be shorter, but because I skeined up the things like this into cakes, because I unraveled my cargo sweater, I only have 2 skeins that are not caked up. So I'm wondering if I should continue with these, because some of this will probably have to be in 1 sleeve as well. So I've not really figured out how to do that. I don't know if I'm making any sense at the moment. But I'm thinking of using up the 2 skeins that I have lying around separately and start the sleeve, or at least 1 sleeve. I hope I can finish it with those 2 skeins and potentially get halfway through the other. That would be perfect. And just see how far I come with the ties. I don't know if I have to make ties at the end or how that's gonna work, so I actually have to read through the pattern with that. But yeah, I am a bit short. Oops. This is size 2, and I don't think there's anything else to say. It's just plain old knitting back and forth. I made some decent progress because I had my knit night. Here in Vienna we have a knit night that is once a month, and I was really looking forward to it. And I knew when I'm talking to people and when I'm just surrounded by others, purling is not so bad anymore. And this is exactly what I did and what happened. We knit for about 3.5 hours, or at least we were together for that time, and it was so nice once again to see the people. This was now the 2nd time that I participated, and yeah, it was just knitting with a community and with other people. It's just, nothing can beat that, because I feel like knitting can be quite isolating and lonely. So when you have someone else that really enjoys the craft and is knitting either on the same thing or is giving you inspiration about what you can do, I think that's just really nice to have. So yeah, my Robinson wrap cardigan. Can I finish it this summer? What do you think? Let me know. And then another whip is something that I also knit on whilst I was at knit night, and this might be a finished object next time. We will see. This is my Crescendo summer top by the Knit Purl girl. I have no idea where I was last time. I have now got 2 sleeves and I'm almost done with the body. I finished the skein and I have 1 more left. I do actually need to try this on to see if it's at a length that I like, and see if I really need the 4th ball. I'm using Sandesgarn Lene, which is a blend of linen viscose and cotton. Sorry, my brain. And this is the colour Ole. What's the colour number? 3042. I've showed this now a million times before as well. And this is where I'm at. I am knitting size 2. I do need to check if I'm on gauge. I mean, gauge for me is not that important because all of the garments are way too big for me normally anyway. So yeah, it doesn't really, like, if I'm already knitting the smaller size and it's still too big, I can't go even further down. So for the sleeves, I made an I-cord. I've been really into I-cord lately, even though it takes forever. I also opted for the I-cord by the neckline because I thought that would just look really nice. I'm not too sure about the sleeves, I have to say. In the pattern, she recommends for the I-cord edging at the neck to have a folded hem. But because I wasn't sure if I did have enough yarn, because once again I am short by 1 ball as well, I didn't know if I would have enough yarn to do both sleeves and the body with a folded hem. So for now I have an I-cord and this tiny sleeve. I can't remember if she recommended the sleeve to be this small or if I just bound off because I wasn't sure. And with the body, like I said, I have to try it on. It does seem fairly wide, the shirt itself, so I think I might either not be on gauge once again, or it's the ease, I don't know. But this has kind of been my mindless knit. It's just now knitting in the round. And for the body, because I still have a whole ball, ideally I would like this to be kind of a hip length crop top. I'm not sure where I'm at right now, maybe at my belly button, so maybe I can knit half of the ball and put that towards the body and then make a folded hem, because I do want to have a folded hem at the bottom of this one. I don't know if that's going to look weird with all the I-cord edges everywhere else and just the folded hem at the bottom. I might have to also make an I-cord, although it just takes forever with the body because it's such a big circumference, so I'm gonna have to think about that. Also, let me know if you think the folded hem will look fine, even though I have I-cord everywhere else. But yeah, this will be finished soon. I don't think I have anything else to say that I've not said in previous episodes. I really like the lace. I'm really looking forward to blocking this and really opening up the lace, because some of the diamonds here are kind of squished, so you can't really see the eyelets. So yeah, really happy with that so far, and we'll see about the yarn situation, I would say. Put all of this in here again. So another whip that I have that hasn't really gotten a lot of love since last time is my Porcelain sweater by Lene. Last time I just joined in the rounds. This time I'm almost done with the colour work portion at the front of the star. This is where I'm at. This is the back, which is what it's going to look like. So yeah, I'm also making size 2 for this one, I believe. It does have a lot of positive ease, but I'm really enjoying working on it. It is a drop shoulder sweater, and colour work working flat, I said that before, is not very fun. I would not recommend this pattern for beginners. I struggle a lot with it, especially with the purling side of the colour work. I don't enjoy it. I think it's really hard on my wrists, and I'm really looking forward to joining in the round, which should be really soon after I finish the colour work portion at the front, and I can't wait to get to that point. I think it's going to look so good. I'm really happy with the colour choice. I think you can really see a theme here. I'm really into browns and high contrast and beige colours at the moment, so I'm really happy with the colour choice that I made with this one. I am using drops Karisma in white, colour number 1, and colour number 4 is the brown one. It's called Chocolate, I believe, and just slowly chipping away on this one. Because of the colder weather, I've been gravitating a lot more towards the thicker stuff, the woolly kind of things and sweaters, and like I said, that's not a really good thing. But I also have another whip, which I'm not going to show you because there's just really not a lot to show you. It is my own design once again, and now you might think, but Ellie, you said 2 podcast episodes ago that you have your first design, and tester call might be coming out, so you're writing up the pattern. I know. I've been procrastinating on that one. The writing process just isn't as much fun as the knitting, so I've started writing up the pattern, so I am slowly working on this one as well, but I've just really not had the motivation to really sit down because it just feels so overwhelming. So I kind of started the other design that I have in mind, and yeah, with that one it is going to be a raglan, but there's really just not a lot to show you. So hopefully next time I will have my things in order a little bit better, and I can show you not only the new design that I'm working on, but also have the pattern written up. We'll see. Oops. So that is that, and then I have an update with a whip. I think this one I've worked on for so long. I started this in March and I've not really mentioned it anymore because first of all, I've not been really working on it because it is on 3mm needles once again, but the design is just so beautiful. If you've been around here for a little bit longer, then you might know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about my moonset tee. This is what it looks like. This is a pattern by Ozetta. It's really been a few months since I showed this the last time, but at the same time there is not a lot of interest, like anything interesting at the moment going on, because it's just knitting in the round for a really long time on the body. So as a little reminder, I finished the sleeves. I have the I-cord, I shortened them a little bit. This is what the front looks like with the collar and the second sleeve, and now this is the body. As you can see, it did grow. I can't remember where I was last time. I think it might have been at the halfway point. So this has kind of been the progress that I made over the past few months. Like I said, I had other things, bigger priorities, especially my test knit, which was also on 3mm needles. But I am coming back to this design because I really want the finished object. I think it's just absolutely gorgeous and I really want it, and I kind of need the needles as well. So yeah, I'm trying, okay? I'm really trying. And the yarn that I'm using is Olivia and Olivia Fibers Merino in the colorway Feather. It is their fingering weight base, and I think it's just super nice. this is what I have left of the 2 skeins that I caked up, so it really isn't a lot. I'm going to completely use up all of this. That is the plan. So with this one, I am alternating skeins. So once I'm finished with this one, I'm gonna just work with the rest of this. And I need to find a way on how to measure how much you need for the I-cord, because this will have an I-cord finish as well, because it has I-cord at the sleeves. So the pattern recommends an I-cord at the bottom. But because I want to use up every single little bit of this yarn, I don't want to have any leftovers if I can help it. I need to see if there is like a video or something like that, so I do know when to stop knitting in the round, so we'll have enough for the I-cord. But yeah, this is what it looks like so far. You might not see this for a little while longer, but I am working on it again. I am slowly picking it up again. So we'll see when this will actually be done. I mean, the yarn is 100% wool, so it's not a summer shirt at all anyways. I'm hoping I can have it by autumn, because I think this would look really nice for when I'm going into the office. And I'm making size 2, 1. You have to check out my Ravelry page for that, because I forgot, because it's been such a long time, but something like that. Those were now really all of my whips. No more like hidden things, I hope. And we can get into yarn acquisitions, and I do have some this time. I have to be so careful with my voice. I am really scared that I'm gonna lose it again and I'm gonna have long-term damage. I've not been to the doctor yet because I thought it would get better, but it is summer and it's not great being sick in summer. So let's talk about yarn, because those are the fun things in life. I have bought some yarn. I think I said that last time as well, and if you watched last week's video, which covers all of my summer plans for 2023, you will also know what I am talking about. First of all, I got Sole by Pascali. This is color 77. Will it focus? Here we go. This is color 77. This is 90% Pima cotton and 10% cashmere. Never worked with a yarn like this before. Never worked with anything with cashmere in it. I do have some yarn with cashmere, but I've just never gotten around to working with it. And you get 140 meters in this tiny 50-gram ball, and the stitch gauge is 23 stitches per 10 centimeters. I think it just looks so cute. It's such a small little ball. But yeah, like I said, I've never worked with this yarn. I've also never worked with Pascali. I heard great things about it. This yarn has, or both of these yarns have been on offer, which is why I bought them. I know, not very good, but hey ho, I could save some money on this, and I do have a plan for this. If you want to know about the plans that I have, you can check out my video last week. I'm not really gonna go in depth with it because I did that in a different one. And then the other yarn that I have is this one. This is Lana Grossa Diversa, or Diversa, in the color number 5. This is something called like rose. Where was I? The postman came with some more yarn, but I'm gonna show the yarn next time. This is Lana Grossa Diversa This is also 75% cotton and 26% viscose, and you get 210 meters in this 50-gram ball. Color number 5, like I said, I think it's something called Rose, and it is such an interesting yarn. I'm not sure if you can see, but it has specks of green in it. It's really hard to see, but in real life you can see that it's not one solid color. It's actually, sorry, I had a bit of a cough fit. As you can see, it's not one solid color. It's actually a blend of like a browny greeny tone mixed with the pinkish undertones, which gives you this color. I have no plans for this. This one is a sport weight, I think, 24 stitches. No plans whatsoever. I have 5 balls of this, I believe, and this is also the first time I am using it. I've never worked with this before, but I really just wanted to try it. I thought, especially with summer yarns, I would like to try a few different bases and a few different companies, because I do have the brands and yarns that I go for and gravitate towards. Team Lene by Sandesgarn. I do have some knitting for Olive now, which I still need to work with, and Drop Safran. I know those, I like those, and if I need yarn that has the same specs as those, I know where to find them and get them. So if you have any suggestions what I could make with this, drop them down below and I will check them out. Sorry, my brain is just all over the place today. I don't know why. Maybe it's all the heat getting towards me. Those were my yarn acquisitions, and I'm gonna talk about my cast-on plans, because I do want some new cast-ons. I know I need to finish the ones that I have on my needles, but I'm just craving new things. I don't know why. Like, I think I heard this on the Young Folks Knits podcast. I think it was her, where she said the best thing with starting a new project is always the cast on, and then the excitement just declines. And I can relate to that so much, because I'm always super excited to cast things on, but then when I actually have to work on it, and the longer I work on it, the less I want to actually have the finished object. It's just a really funny concept to me. But I can very much relate to that, which I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, but like I mentioned now a million times, I do have my summer plans video up, which you can check out from last week, and I thought, what could I still make that might be fairly quick and enjoyable, that I actually want to work on at the moment, but because summer is slowly going away. I mean, it is almost the beginning of August. Can you believe that? I totally can't, because I'm still stuck somewhere in March. Thank God summer is over, but also holy heck, summer is over. I have this yarn. I bought this for because I wanted it. I used Woodland Fibre Arts. I really like the designer, or like the yarn dyer should I say. She's also designing her own patterns. She is a hand dyer based in Vienna, and if you remember with my 1000 subscribers giveaway, I gave away one skein and some stitch markers from her, and I also bought a little something for me. And this is what I bought. I bought 2 skeins, which are just super drapey. They have absolutely no strength. This is Daydream, the colorway. colorway Daydream in her silk and merino base. So 50% superwash merino, 50% silk, and you get 400 meters in it. This is Woodland Fiber Arts. This is her logo. Lovely, lovely lady. I'm chatting with her quite a lot. We still have to meet up, which I'm super excited about. And I did not know what to make with this because it is merino and silk. As you can see, it's just super floppy, it has absolutely no drape. So I've been holding on to this for a while because I just love the colors. You get purples, you get some like lighter lilac, whitey bits, and then you get these really fun neon yellow speckles. You have some more here. So a really, really interesting base, and yeah, I just didn't know what to make with it. So I'm thinking I could make a ranunculus. My drama with the ranunculus continues. I have started this pattern 4 times now, and every single time I had to unravel it because there was something wrong. It was either that the cast on was too tight, or I just couldn't make it work, the yarn wasn't right, there was always something. But I really want to have this shirt, and I think it would be such a nice summer shirt to have if I can actually make it work. So I'm thinking I could use this yarn because I only have 2 skeins. I don't really know what else to make with it. You get 400 meters, so I have 800 in total, and it looks to be like a fingering, maybe a sport weight, but more so fingering weight yarn. So will this be a ranunculus? Let me know if you think that would be a good idea, and if you say yes, then I will cast it on. If you say no, I have a different pattern idea, please let me know, because I have absolutely no idea what to make with it. Because I really just want to make the yarn shine, but I'm worried with the ranunculus as well that because there's just so much going on with all of these speckles and color variations, and because these two are vastly different kind of as well. Like this skein has got some pinks and reds, and this one doesn't at all, at least from what I can tell. They are different. I'm worried that because there's so much going on with the speckles, it will completely drown out the really beautiful yoke of the ranunculus. And then the next cast on, which I'm thinking about, is the Audrey top by Petite Knit. And I also mentioned that in the other video. I have this Mandarin Petite by Sandnesgarn in this really gorgeous petroleum dark navy blue. I don't even know how to describe this. This is color 6072, and I would have to hold this yarn double. This is 100% cotton, and you get 180 meters in this 50-gram ball. I have to hold this double to get the DK weights the pattern recommends, but I think that this could be a really nice top. I still haven't looked at the instructions for the Audrey top. I think you might have to work this bottom up, which is not ideal because I'm not sure how much yarn. I know I'm short on yarn, but because I want the shirt to be cropped anyways, I think I can get away with it. But that's always the problem with the things when you work bottom up, that you never know if you will have enough, and it's not as if I can just, I don't know. I just remembered I could try and cast on on the provisional cast on and then go back and do, does it have an I-cord at the bottom? I think it might have an I-cord at the bottom. I have to look at the instructions. If it's bottom up, I could try a provisional cast on and kind of reverse it at the end, or I could just, I don't know, knit it shorter. But I just really don't want to have any leftovers. That's the whole point of why I'm doing these yarn gymnastics. Because I just don't want any leftovers. I have so many and I don't know what to do, and with just like an oddball or two, there's really not a lot you can make with it. So yeah, that might be another potential cast on. I am slowing down on the summer knits. I think I have made a lot of summer garments this year, which is good because I really needed some summer shirts. But I'm really just craving sweaters. I'm craving wool and cables and all of the good stuff, which has nothing to do with cotton and lightweight things and tiny needles. I just want autumn. I want all of the pretty colours. I don't know if you are the same as well, or if I'm just the only one, but I'm constantly looking at my yarn stash over there. I just think, oh, I just want to knit with all of this, but I know it's going to be too hot. But yeah. Right, that is the end of the knitting bit. I do have some book recommendations if you're interested in that. If you don't know, I read a lot. I have read a lot of books this year as well. So I do have one or two recommendations, and you can check those out if you're interested. And the first one, I don't know if I mentioned any of these books before. I hope not. If yes, then even more so that you should have a look at them and potentially read them. But the first one is The Playlist by Morgan Elizabeth. Such a great book. I really like Morgan Elizabeth. She is just chef kiss. Her books are just so captivating to me, and I really like her style, how she describes things. And this one also was a quick read. I think I read now 2 or 3 books from her. Definitely one of my favorite authors. In this book, it is a kind of long-term lovers situation. They have always been in love, but they never really admitted that to each other, and the timing was never really right. And then they're both finally single, and he realizes that she has also always been in love but didn't really want to get involved with him because she was just scared that things would change with her best friend, yada yada, the same old. So they go on a road trip, and the story is just so beautiful. So you can check that out if you're interested in that. Another recommendation is the book called Fire and Nice by Rebecca Waltz. Beautiful story. I really enjoyed reading this. It is about a firefighter and a lovely lady who sadly had a fire in her basement, and then she has to move in with the firefighter because she has nowhere else to go. And the story is just really beautiful. It is very funny and kind of a quick read, at least it was for me, so I highly recommend that. And then if you want to have a hockey romance with a lot of spice, then I highly recommend Behind the Nest by Stephanie Archer. I completely devoured this book. I read this so fast. It is a fairly thick book. I think it's over 400 pages. I read that in like 2 days flat. I could not put it down. It has a lot of steamy scenes, so if you don't like to read about that, then this book would not be for you. It is a hockey romance, like I said, and it's just incredible. I really just don't want to like get ahead of myself or tell you way too much about it. Yeah, just go and read it. Great book. So that was everything from me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I am really sorry that it's just been so chaotic. My head is just all over the place at the moment. I don't really know why, but let me know about what you're working on. If you have any book recommendations yourself, I am always happy to check those out, and I'm gonna see you next time. Happy knitting. Bye.